Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to our Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for Newcomers playthrough. I'm Jokester1801 and let's get started. Alright, so today we are on chapter 19, Entrusted. So at this point we are a little bit more than halfway through the game. So that's pretty exciting. And as a recap, we just started our invasion of Dane, which is the nation that invaded us. Princess Alencia's newly formed Crimean army, with Ike as its commander, marches to Torgaren and claims its first victory. Torgaren is a vast wall guarding Dane's border, manned by battalions of well-trained soldiers that was long thought impenetrable. Yet the strength of the Crimean army under General Ike's leadership far outstrips Dane's expectations, and Torgaren falls. Learning of Gallia's increasing interest in the war, Ike wastes no time ordering his troops further into the heart of Dane. The gears of history, which had come to a halt with the fall of Crimea, slowly creak to life once more. So our basic plan is to kind of just like cut a swath to Dane's capital. That seems to be Ike's military plan. Or is it Soren's military plan? The world may never know. Got a lot of players on this stage. Ah, General Petrine. We haven't seen her in a while. She was in the beginning of the game chasing us down, but she kinda stopped doing that. Naysala, King Naysala of Kilbus, I would speak with you now. Oh, if it isn't General Petrine, what brings you up to these frosty mountain peaks? I have no time for pleasantries. Is it true? Has Crimea's army breached Torgaren? Though I am loath to report it, this appears to be the case. Bah! Kayachi, you worthless dog. Being defeated by that girl's motley band just proves how useless he was. Surely it's not the general's fault alone. He was told that Crimea's army was weak and that Torgaren was impregnable. And yet, he was defeated. I'd say that someone severely underestimated our enemy, wouldn't you? What was that? Do you dare to insult Dane, Crow? Men have forfeited their lives for less. Insult Dane? Never. Come now, General Petrine. I'm merely stating the facts. Regardless of the previous battle's outcome, Crimea's army will be stopped here. I will be taking the field myself. Sounds like you've set the stage for a grand performance. General Petrine, Kilbus will always stay at Dane's side, as long as we receive our payment, of course. If gold is all it takes, then may our friendship never end. See to it that your performance warrants such consideration. Homasa, come here. Yes. Work with King Kilbus and put a stop to Crimea's army. No screw-ups, or else. Leave it to me, General. I will not suffer another failure, King Kilbus. We must finish them and do so quickly. Are we clear? Ah, I'm sick to death. I'm sick to death of being made a fool by that Crimean floozy and her pathetic band of sellswords. And the remaining portion of my fee? Don't worry, we have it ready. You'll get paid when the job is done. As long as we're clear on that point, everything's settled. Well then, I'm off. Dog's breath. Even by half-breed standards, those crows are complete scum. Give that one even the smallest opening, and he'll steal the eyes from your skull. What an untrustworthy wretch. True, though. Naysala is known for being untrustworthy. I'm gonna turn up the game audio here real quick. That should be better. Alright, get our report here. Still got loads of money. We also got Tanith, Rayson, Olki, and Janoth this past battle. And we're doing great. Alright, so, couple important things. Always make sure you're checking the supports. We do get... Oh, never mind. The next battle we get a new unit. This battle we do not. But there are some cool info conversations. This one with Jill is really cool. In terms of outfitting, Ike doesn't need the Brave Bow. Also, we did get Shinon back. So Shinon is here because we had Rolf talk to him. And then Ike defeated him. He has pretty good growths, so he's very usable, but I do not recommend it. He's not super good, especially compared to like our other units at this point. So like Shinon has 9 strength, 13 speed. Astrid has 22 strength, 24 speed, and can use bows, albeit not as many bows as Shinon because he has A, but still, he's definitely not that great at this point. We do have a Wrath Scroll now, so that's pretty nice. And then we also have... yeah, everything else is looking good to me. Cool. Well, I guess Rayson doesn't really need the elixir. Could use a Vulnerary just in case, though. So looking at these two, they're pretty similar. I don't know if I really covered this last episode. So Jannath is slightly weaker but faster, and then Olki is slightly stronger but slower, and then he has slightly more defense, and Jannath has slightly more skill. Generally, I don't use them, but that's also because I don't super love using Laguz because of the transform gauge in this game. Jannath has increased hit, Olki has increased dodge, which is the critical avoid, not avoid. So he avoids criticals a little bit better. He also does have higher avoid, I think, though, as well. Maybe not. Anyway, Jannath also has the benefit of transforming earlier, whereas Olki's transform gauge starts out lower. So you can kind of see that with Leith and Mordecai as well, or Miraim. So, those are the considerations to use with them. Besides that, we're actually doing pretty okay. In terms of bonus experience, we'll do Ike here. We'll do Marcia, Boyd, Jill, Oscar, Astrid, and that'll probably be it. So yeah, I will be right back to do the bonus experience. Alright, and we're back. So I gave Ike a level. He got some speed and defense and skill, I think. It was pretty good. Marcia got strength, speed, and defense, which was great. Jill got some strength and defense, so that was great. Astrid got some skill and defense. Oscar got some skill and speed. So, all around, doing good. So yeah, we are ready to move forward. Onward to the battle. Like we saw last time, it is still winter, and we are still in the very cold, frosty mountain peaks. Here's my squad, except for Rolf. Rolf is getting benched. Oh hey, Titanium. So, General, there look to be a lot of enemy soldiers ahead. Mostly Dane, but there are some crows from Kilbus as well. More than our last fight? Yeah, there's a lot, but the most troubling thing is that King Kilbus is with them. The Crow King himself is cooperating with Dane? Yep, and compared to the other crows, the king is in a class by himself. Yeah, he seriously is. Obviously, he's no match for our king, but anyway, you should move carefully. An entire unit under the command of King Kilbus, I think that bodes ill for us. The outcome of the battle hinges on how we deal with them. Kilbus soldiers, As fellow bird tribe Laguz, what can you tell us about them? Please don't lump us together with those carrion birds. We're not partial to the crows. As you know, we are outmanned by the Dane troops. Is there any way to get the ravens to withdraw? That would be a tremendous help. Well, suppose I could go meet with King Kilbus, if I had to. I don't think that my speaking to him was going to make a difference, though. If you like, we'll try, but don't expect anything to come of it. No matter the circumstance, I will never again speak to a crow. No matter what we decide, sitting here like this is giving the enemy more time to prepare. You're right. Come on, let's get moving. Alright, so let's get rid of Rolf there. And then for this battle, we are going to bring Jannath. Now, I guess we'll look at the conditions. It's 13 to 27, so they are outnumbering us. It's actually interesting, Naysala is considered the commander right now, so that's pretty interesting. And so we just have to defeat boss, which in that case means defeat Naysala. Now the problem with that, as you can tell, is that Naysala untransformed is crazy strong. I mean, 25 strength untransformed is more than all of my units, 31 speed is more than all of my units can even get to, 21 defense is not more than all of my units, but still a significant amount, as well as 16 resistance, and this is untransformed. So transformed, his stats get even higher. So he is very strong. He also has Vantage, so if you try to attack him first, at one range, he will actually attack you first. And he has this interesting thing called Vortex. So what this does is it lets him attack at 2 range, or 1 range, but it lets him attack with the same effect as wind, so it's as if he uses wind magic. And that's actually going to be our key to getting rid of him. So to get rid of Naysala, he transforms the first turn. Now, there's 2 ways you could do this. You could actually try to beat him. He does untransform because he doesn't have the Lagoose Band. And so you could try to beat him when he's untransformed since he can't attack back. You just have to make sure you do it pretty quick. The other way you can do it is if you have Janov or Oki talk to Naysala, and then if you have Raisin, if you let Naysala talk to Raisin, Naysala and all of the ravens will retreat. So that is the preferred way of doing this. Now, a couple of notes with that way. If you are able to make Naysala retreat and not let a single raven die, so you don't kill a raven and none of the enemies kill the ravens, you get this special item called the Night Ring. The Night Ring is, it's not for Raisin only, but I only use it for Raisin because I don't really use the other bird tribe Lagoose. But the Night Ring gives Raisin Canto, which means after Raisin uses his Galder magic to make someone move again, he could then move away if he's equipped with the Night Ring. So it's an incredibly good item. So I always try to make Naysala run away without killing him or any of the ravens. Also, killing him is, again, incredibly difficult. Now, what we're going to do that is we're going to want to kill this Ballista and this Ballista, because then Janov will be able to talk to Naysala and then without dying to the Ballista. So there's that. And to do that, what I'm going to want to do is have... Let's look. Can Marcia kill the Wyvern Lord? Is the real question. So this guy has a short spear. This guy does not. He does have 17 defense, which is a good amount. So Marcia with her 11 might javelin, if we equip that, just to make calculations easier. So she has 32 attack, right? 32 attack. 32 minus 17 means that she does 15 times 2. And then 32 minus 15 means that she does 17 times 2. Right. So that means she could beat the Wyvern Lord, but she can't beat the Soldier. If Jill uses a hand axe, she can't do it. But if we go back to the base and forge Jill a hand axe, then she could do it. So this is why forging, one of the reasons why forging is incredibly good in this game. Now her hand axe will have 12 might and 80 hit, which is really good. And it doesn't even cost all that much. And so now what I could do is... we'll put the javelin away for now so she can have a steel lance, just in case she needs a lance. So now, if we go back to the battle and equip the hand axe, we see that Jill has 32 attack with her hand axe. Now, you might be wondering how that's better, and it wouldn't be better except with 32 attack, she does 15 times 2 to this Wyvern Rider. Then, because she has weapon triangle advantage, she gets +1 damage, and so she's actually going to do 16 times 2 to this Wyvern Rider and beat him. And so then that means we could have Jill take out both the Wyvern Rider and the Wyvern Lord in one attack or in one round if she goes right there, which is great. And then she can run up, knock out that guy, and run away. So in order for her to do that, what I'm going to do actually is trade the full guard to Jill. And so then that way the Ballista won't have extra damage against him. Now something else that we're going to do is we're going to go back to base, because I forgot to do this earlier. And we're going to actually give Rayson the boots. The boots increases the person's movement by 2. I love using this on Rayson because it helps him keep up way better. We saw how last map he had problems keeping up. This way, he doesn't. Now he moves 7, which is on par with a lot of my units. Like Void moves 7, Nephany moves 7, Ike moves 7. And then once he transforms, he'll be able to move 9. So that'll be really great. Now, a couple other things to watch out for. This guy is really dangerous. He can beat you on turn 1 because he has a Killer Axe, and so that gives him a higher chance to get a critical hit. So be careful with that. What I like to do is just put high defense units in front. Void can get really hurt by him because he has 25 attack. Void has 12 defense. 25 minus 12 is 13. So not very good. I've also had like Nephany die from him, so that wasn't super fun. You don't really need Volk this battle. I like to bring him because there's a Menge to steal, and like you could get this guy's Javelin as well. Besides that, there's nothing else I super like stealing. And the reason I do bring Volk is just because once you get rid of the Ravens, this chapter really becomes quite easy. You don't have to worry about too much after you do that. So, no need to bring everyone that's super powerful. Alright, I think besides that... Oh, I will give Janoph a Volinary, definitely, but also the Demi-Band, just in case he needs it. I could also give Janoph the Bjork Guard, and then that makes it so he doesn't take bonus damage from the Ballista. Theoretically. Alright, besides that, we are good to go. Oh, I will also switch there. Alright, let's get going. Sir, the Crimean army has arrived. I hope they are prepared to pass into oblivion, for this will be their final resting place. Crimean stragglers joined with an army on loan from Begnion. I've even heard they have a betrayer in their midst, and yet they still march on. What an odd group, but as long as Kilbus stands at the side of Dane, they have no future. Ha, I suppose they're just unlucky. It appears that the enemy has spotted us. Well, a group this large is hard to miss. How will you proceed? No tricks, nothing fancy. We'll hit them from the front, fast and hard. I'm sure you're already aware of this, but if you don't do something about Kilbus, you're at a disadvantage. Yes, I've heard about the Ravens, but even so, it's not as if we can turn tail and run away. Now that I think on it, King Kilbus and Prince Rayson used to be close friends. Did you ask him to speak to the king? He was most emphatic in his refusal. It seems that Nacella was responsible for Rayson's capture at the hands of Duke Tanis. I can't really blame him, honestly though. And the Hawks? They too are of the bird tribe, surely some connection can be found there. They weren't very excited about the suggestion. You could command them to do it. There's an antagonism between the tribes that we don't understand. I'd rather not force the issue. Trying to coerce them into it would be unfair. I will let them do as they please. That is so very like you. However, giving orders that are unpopular is often necessary when one is in command, and maybe so, but I can only do things the best I know how, my own way. Come, it's time to go. Alright. So, Janoph does immediately transform, so that's pretty nice. He does have the Bjork Guard, so theoretically the Ballista shouldn't do increased damage to him. So I want to move Jill right there, which is perfect. And so this way she's in range of both the Wyvern Rider, which you can see there, and the Wyvern Lord, which we can see there. And then the reason she has the hand axe is because the Wyvern Lord can only attack her at 2 range. And so she needs a way to counteract that. So we're good there. Now, I don't want to put people too needlessly in ballista range. I will have, like, Kieran and Oscar run up and take out. I guess just Kieran will take out this guy, which is great. And then I'll have him move back 1. Kind of try to form a wall a little bit. I am going to give him an axe so that the killer axe guy doesn't have any special weapon triangle advantage against him. And then I'm going to have Astrid come up here. Just kind of forming a wall. That way the killer axe guy can't get very far. Now he can't really reach any of my units. Alright, and now with the weaker units and the ones that are weak to ballistas, you have to be very careful with them. So, like, Soren only has 8 defense, but that means he could take a ballista. And luckily, like, I can't really get any of my units in range of this guy besides Jill, which is perfectly great. Now I do want to make sure the killer axe guy can't reach there. That's good. So we'll get Soren up in here. Bring up Marcia. Bring up Reese. Could shove Volk, I guess. And then we'll bring up, we could chant Ike here. I didn't have to chant Ike, but could get him a little bit closer to the action. So yeah, King Kilbus transforms the first turn. Of course he's going to attack Soren. That's perfectly fine. I figured Reese could heal up Soren there. Awesome. Jill took out that guy just like we thought. That's exactly what we wanted. And then that guy attacks Jill. Probably does 0. Yep, perfect. That guy runs up to attack Ike, which is perfectly fine. I hope Ike can beat him. Just barely. Nice. Don't have to worry about the killer axe anymore, which is great. And we get that killer axe, which is also nice. Nice miss. And she does 16 times 2, just like we calculated. Perfect. So then these guys charge at us. Now the important note about King Kilbus is that he doesn't actually come at you unless you get in his range. Now you can see he has 2 orange squares, which means he has the 1-2 range. That's because of his Vortex skill. So just be aware of that. So Wind has a might of like 2. So it combines with his magic so that he has like 19 attack with Wind. Pretty good, but not substantial. He's still incredibly strong, 31 strength, 34 speed. That gives him 39 attack, and he will double any of your units. That means like Ike, he's going to do 20 times 2. Oscar, he'll do 18 times 2. Just an incredible amount of damage. So what we're going to do is, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Jill can actually take out this guy with the hand axe and then get out of King Kilbus' range. Now this is another reason why having the hand axe is so helpful in this battle. Because if you had to attack at 1 range, you could only go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She would still be in King Kilbus' range, which would be catastrophic. So we're just going to take him out with the regular hand axe. Because Joe has the full guard, the archer doesn't have any increased damage against her, and so she takes him out super easy. And now she can just run away. Now, the other thing to note about these guys is that this guy does have a longsword. It doesn't make too much of a difference. He has 25 attack instead of 19, and so he can actually damage my people, but not by much. So we're going to heal up here with Reese. Now you might be wondering, like, oh, why are you getting in range of the ballista with Reese, since he's so weak? Well, we're going to take out the ballista this turn, and so that's why. So Nephine's going to run up, take out this guy. Nice dodge. So one thing I love is being able to mark enemy ranges, because I can just keep King Kilbus' range marked and then I don't have to worry about it too much. Alright, and so now what I can do is I could have Soren take out that guy if I shoved Soren. So I could shove him with Volk since Volk's not doing too much this battle. And then Soren can run up and take him out almost in one hit. There we go. We're going to do 2 hits. That way he gets more weapon experience. Alright, and so what I like to do is since Soren has such high resistance, I like to put him at 2 range in King Kilbus's range. So if I put Soren here, King Kilbus can only move here, which means he can only attack Soren with the wind magic. That means he's going to attack Soren on resistance. If he attacks Soren on defense, he would just straight up kill Soren, maybe in one hit, almost in one hit. But if he attacks Soren on resistance, he doesn't actually do any damage to Soren. As such, that's the reason why I like to do that. Because then that brings King Kilbus here, which then lets me bring Janaf up here and have him talk to King Kilbus very easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually have our units move up. And we're going to take out those Myrmidons there. So we'll have you come up here. We'll have Oscar move up here. Yeah, I guess we don't want to trade with Astrid. I do want Oscar to wield a lance though. And then I'll have Kieran wield his javelin as well. Yep. And then I'll have Nephany come up as well. Now that we've dealt with the ballistas, I don't have to worry about Rayson or Reese or Marcia, which is super nice. And then since Nephany has weapon triangle advantage, we'll include her in the wall here. Now, one thing you have to be careful of are these ravens. They actually take 4 turns besides this guy to transform. So that's pretty nice. And we're not in range of that ballista, so that's pretty cool too. So this turn, this enemy phase, these Myrmidons are going to come and attack us, as well as the sniper, which is fine. We'll take out all 4 of the Myrmidons. Hopefully. So that's the longsword guy. And he just dies. And then next turn, we'll have Soren stand at the ready for King Kilbus. And take him out. Or have Soren bait him in, and then Janaf will talk to him. Unnecessary critical from Nephany. But that's okay. Alright, so the birds charge at me, but they can't attack me. I'm not going to attack them. So we're doing pretty good. So, again, we want to mark King Kilbus's range. Nephany can move here. Take this guy out, and then Soren can run up and heal Nephany, so it's the best of both worlds. The Lagu's bow, and then we'll heal up Nephany here. And then I'll leave Janaf right here, nice and close. I'm actually going to have Jill just run over and take out that other ballista. And then I basically just have to wait. I do want to heal up Soren though, so I'll do that. And we got to level up with Reese. Nice. Magic, skill, luck, defense. Nice. That was a good level up. Alright. There's nothing I can really do to speed up this process. This guy is going to transform next turn. And he will probably attack someone. So what I'm going to do is kind of box him in. And the reason I gave Astrid and Boyd bows there is so that he can choose to attack them instead of getting attacked back. Because again, I don't want to defeat any of the ravens so that I get that super awesome item. And so now he can't move anywhere, which is really important. And besides that, I think we're pretty much good. So we'll just have Rayson wait here. Karen can move up here. Marcia can move like here. And we're good. So yeah, now some of the ravens are going to start transforming. That guy's going to attack Jill, which is fine. She still has the full guard. And then he runs up to attack Soren. Oh ho! Black wings among humans. These are considered bad omens, are they not? Then take these omens as fact, and let them herald you to the afterlife. And so here he goes. Now it says wind, but he actually uses Elwind. Or at least it uses the animation for Elwind. Now Soren actually does a good amount of damage to Naysala. So if you were to attack Naysala when he was untransformed, you could probably do pretty well. The thing is like, the Night Ring is such a good item that we are going to go for that. He does only have 13 gauge left as well. Anyway, so we're gonna attack. We're gonna talk here. If we attacked, Naysala would just absolutely demolish Jannoth. So we're gonna talk. You, King Kilbus, you egg-stealing snake. One of Tabarn's flock, eh? You are his eyes, if I'm not mistaken. It's not enough that you sold the White Prince to humans, now you're fighting against Ledoux? You Hawks rescued Rayson, didn't you? So everything worked out in the end. What's the problem? I'd like you to repeat those words to the prince's face. Rayson is here? Here? Why? He supports the Crimean army. The Bjork leading this army helped him to escape Serenus Forest. Helped him? Are you saying a human came to the aid of Rayson, a Legoose? Yes, and he rescued Princess Leanne, too. Leanne is alive? Don't play the fool. You know the life of the forest has returned. That was their power at work. I see. That's how the forest... Of course. Listen up, Crow. You need to fly over there and talk to the prince. If you don't do it, I'm going to know that you really are the enemy and report that back to King Tabarn. Think it over. Yes. What to do? So, now what Naysala is going to do is he's going to fly towards Rayson. So I'm going to leave Rayson about where he is. First I'm going to have Joe run up and take out this guy. Now I'm going to use the Forged Hand Axe, and the reason is because this mercenary here, this fighter, he has a short axe, and so that can attack at 2 range, and so that this, by equipping the Hand Axe, we let Jill counterattack on enemy phase. But first we're going to take out the Ballista, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. Alright, and then I want to make sure my people are out of range there. I'm going to have Soren run up and heal Boyd here. Now this part always makes me nervous, but King Naysala does move first. So he should move first and talk to Rayson. In a show of hope for that, I'm actually going to move Astrid over here. Now this still limits the range of the Crow, such that I'm going to move Marcia here, and then this Raven can't really get anywhere. I do have to be careful of these Ravens too, but they have 8 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I always like to prepare for worst case scenario. So we'll just wait. I'll try to make sure Reese and Raven have some, or Reese and Rayson have some guards. And then this way, these crows can attack someone, but I'm pretty sure King Kilbus moves first. So besides that, we should be good to go. They're going to transform, they're going to transform. And then, oh, this guy moves. But of the Ravens, I think King Kilbus moves first. If not, we should be okay. Jill has just done amazing. Yep, King Kilbus moved first. Rayson! Hey, Rayson, look at you. You look sharp, kid. Go away. Oh, so you can talk. You, how dare you show your face to me? Well, I have been called brazen before. Some have gone so far as to say shameless. Come on, at least let me give you a reason. Begone, my ears are closed to you. Raisin, we're friends, are we not? Oh yes, friends! In fact, we're such good friends that you sold me to that wretched sack of lard. I didn't really sell you. Besides, I planned on rescuing you right away. You were just impatient and flew away on your own, so... Are you blaming me? No, well, maybe. I mean, it was I who was in the wrong, on all accounts. No one was hurt in the end. Come on, smooth those ruffled feathers, alright? Leanne is alive. Yes, Tabarn's attendant told me. That's wonderful news. When he sees her face, I'm sure King Lorizia will begin to feel better at once. Things are really looking up, aren't they, Raisin? I suppose that if you hadn't deceived me and taken me to the forest, we might not have discovered her. So I will forgive you, just this once. Raisin, oh, that's... with conditions. Will you accept them? What are they? Pull your troops from this battle, now, and never again enter into combat against your fellow Lagoos. Oh, come now, Raisin, that's asking too much. What will you do then? Will you continue to fight the Crimean army to which I'm in service? Very well, you win, Raisin. I'll leave and take my soldiers with me. Yet, I cannot say what the future will bring. I have the fate of my nation to consider after all. Very well. So we're friends again? Come to Kilbus for a visit, will you? Nia Lucci will be so pleased. I'll do that. When this war is over, Leanne and I will both come. Oh, and as for Tabarn, I'll speak with him. There's no need for you to worry. Thank you. Farewell, and watch yourself. This is war, you know. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got something for you. Call it an I'm sorry present. So you only get this part of the cutscene if all of the ravens were kept alive. Yeah? What's this supposed to be? It's a human trinket. It's called a night ring. Something made by Bjork? Don't make such a disgusted face. I tried it, and it proved to be quite useful. Understood. I'll take it for now. Don't get killed, Raisin. If anything were to happen to you, Nia Lucci would never let me hear the end of it. Naysala, thank you. Woohoo, the night ring! Listen to me, Dark Wings. We of Kilbus are leaving. Turn out once and head for home. So yeah, they became others. And so now they just go off the side of the map and leave. You'll see that after they leave, the enemy has thinned out considerably. You also get 30 bonus experience for every Raven who escapes. So you get 300 total. So now Raisin can move 10. I misspoke earlier. I said he could move 9. He can actually move 10 when transformed since he got the boots. Now the Night Ring allows to wear a second movement as with Cavalry. This actually works with any unit as far as I'm aware. I guess we could test it out. We could let Raisin give it to someone else and see. That would be a fun little experiment, huh? Let's try it. First, let's see if anyone needs healing. Doesn't look like it. Anyway, so now we only have these 4 enemies left. I'm sure Homasa is just shaking in his boots right now. Like, oh man, those ravens betrayed me and now I'm just up a creek without a paddle. Oh man. So, let's try it. Let's see if the Night Ring works with other people. I think it does, but we'll see. So first off, I'm just gonna get people in range of 4. And then what I'll do is I will trade the Night Ring to Ike. Sure. Chant. Ike will equip the Night Ring. And so now, if Ike moves here to trade with Boyd, let's say, give him the Killer Axe, can he move again? And the answer is yes. So that is really cool. So yeah, the Night Ring works with everyone, which is really cool. Now the Night Ring actually is a callback to an item from Fire Emblem 4, Genealogy of the Holy War. There was also a Night Ring in that game. So that's kind of a fun little bit of Fire Emblem trivia. It's pretty cool how there's some callbacks every so often. For example, Prince Kurth Naga, he's the Dragon Prince. That also is a callback to Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. There's a prince named Kurth in Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, and he is a descendant of the dragon Naga. So, Kurth Naga. Anyway, the Night Ring in Genealogy of the Holy War actually does the same exact thing as the Night Ring does in this game, which allows someone to use up their leftover movement. So, that was fun. Anyway, now we're just going to charge forward. These guys actually don't move in normal mode. They might move in harder modes, but they don't in normal mode. So that's really good. I do want to, like, give the Night Ring back to Racin, but there's no easy way to do it. Because what I could do is, like, trade here, and then Marcia could trade, but there's no, like, easy way to give it back to Racin. But it's okay. This battle is basically over, so we're doing pretty good. Now, I do want to steal the priest's men staff, so I do want to get Bulk up there. I'll even have Janov shove him. Now he can reach. Oh, he could reach before. Well, great. There isn't really anyone for Soren to heal. He can attack this guy and actually do, like, a ton of damage. So, I guess we could just go for that. Oh, something to note with Homasa, he does have the Adept skill. So, be careful with that. Also, the battle ends once you defeat him. So, also be careful with that. Because Soren has Adept, I'm not going to have Soren attack Homasa because he could defeat him. Oh, man. Who needs healing? Oh, Jill needs healing. Well, I can't heal Jill, so I guess I'll have to try that next turn. Kilbus has betrayed us. I think abandoned would be more accurate, but idiot, it's the same thing. Ah, accursed subhumans, we should never have trusted them. Yeah, poor Homasa. Got the short end of the stick. Well, all the ravens have escaped, which means it is time to end this battle. So I was just looking to see who needed some more experience. I'll let Kieran get some experience here. So, in order to get as much experience as possible, I'm gonna defeat everyone. I could have Ike attack Homasa. That seems fun. Ike could finish him off too. Alright, so what we're gonna do first is Void, run up, take out this guy. We'll use the Killer Axe, see if he gets a critical. Unnecessary critical. It was unnecessary to even use the Killer Axe. It's just fun sometimes to use it. So, we'll steal the Mend. Then Marcia can run up. Take out this guy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Jill here. And then I'm going to put Soren here. Heal up Jill. And then I'm going to have Ike attack. And I'll have him use the Regal Sword because it does similar amounts to the Steel Sword but has higher hit rates. Your fighting style is unique. It is rough and awkward yet terribly strong. Who was your teacher? My father. Really? Then we are the same. My father taught me to wield a sword as well. Neither of us can afford to lose. So he just activated his Adept skill, but he missed both times. And then, since Ike has the Night Ring, he can move back. And then what I can do is have Racin run up here, take the Night Ring back from Ike, equip it, and then chant. And then we'll have Soren attack. The guy does 0 damage to Soren, so that's great. My sword is lightning. Do you think you can follow its dance? Soren left him at 1 HP, which is pretty sweet. And then Ike can run up and finish. Boop, got him. The shame. And we got to level up with Ike. Pretty good. Hopefully he gets a good one. Well, that was pretty bad. Ah, well. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's now or later. There might be a lot of exposition. We won. Somehow. It's because you did an excellent job of driving off the ravens. Yeah, if we had continued to fight them, we would have suffered more casualties than this. I must extend thanks to Racing. My Lord Ike, I'm pleased to see you well. You haven't been injured, have you? Princess Valencia, I'm fine. I'm unharmed. Oh, that's good. Ike, may I have a word? And if you don't mind, Princess Valencia, would you join us as well? Please join me in that building. What could it be? Let's go see. This is holy incredible, no? It's gold, all of it. Dane must be filthy rich. There's so much it doesn't even seem real. What do we do with it? It's the spoils of war, so naturally, it's ours. In that case, I'd like to borrow 50,000. Would that be all right? That's a lot of money. What are you planning on doing? It's a private matter. I apologize, Commander. You're not a child. There's no reason for me to pry. My Lord Ike, please use this gold for the mercenary company. Until now, I haven't had the resources to adequately pay them, so please. No, if I may borrow more the 50,000, that will be more than... You won't borrow it, you'll accept it, and in good faith. The remainder we'll give to Soren for company maintenance. Would that be alright, Princess Valencia? Yes, of course. Woohoo, we're rich. We actually do get, like, a ton of money. Grrr. General Petrine, please, General, I'm just a messenger. However, I have to tell you, I already heard you, dunderhead. I hated those filthy crows right from the start. Even so, to be betrayed in such a fashion. Grrr. Someone will pay for this. Oh, you certainly had your way with us, didn't you, King Kilbus? But if you want to make an enemy of Dane, then so be it. Once Gallia's fallen, we'll turn our attention to your puny nation and wipe it off the face of the world. Why are you still there? Do you find me amusing? Shall I make my lance dance for you? No, ma'am. No, never. Not at all. I beg your pardon. So sorry. I'll be going now. Dog's breath. I need something. A brilliant plan. If this continues much longer, the king will have my head. General Petrine's feeling the pressure. You wanted to see me? You've waited a long time. Take this. It's the gold you were promised. Finally scraped it together, eh? I'll gladly accept it. Aren't you going to count it? There's no need. I'll trust you. Alright, then I'll take what was promised, the report you wrote for my father. There isn't one. What? There's no report. Never was. You lied to me? You exploited my need to know more about my father? There is something I must tell you. However, it could not be written down. It's too great a secret for that. So we're about to get to know the real truth behind Ike's father. Your father told me to wait until I thought you were mature enough to hear it, and then to tell you myself. Mature? Then what was the 50,000 gold for? Ah, the gold? That was my idea. I thought it would be a good way to test how resourceful and responsible you were. Get started. I want to hear it all. I spent a long time as Grail's hired shadow. A long time. I remained hidden from sight in case the day ever arrived that I needed to fulfill my contract. All that time for one job. What was it? If Grail were ever to go berserk, I was to stop him. I was to take his life. What? Actually, there was one other thing. If Grail were ever slain by his pursuers, I was to watch over his son and tell him Grail's secret at an appropriate time. That was my job. Berserk? What are you talking about? Why would you have to kill my father? Because of Laurent's medallion. What medallion? What are you talking about? The medallion your sister carries. Huh? That old bronze thing? I thought it was just a keepsake of my mother's. Are you telling me that it's something more? Grail told me it was an object of great peril, but nothing more. I did some investigating on my own, though, and what I discovered surprised me. Tell me. Laurent was one of the Heron clan, an ancestor of our Prince Racing, who carried with him a bronze medallion. Long, long ago, a band of heroes defeated an evil god, and imprisoned it therein. An evil god? Do you think this is funny? You are joking, aren't you? Unfortunately, I'm not, and I've no idea how the cursed thing came to be in Grail's possession. That being said, I do know that the men who hunted your father were actually seeking the medallion. Why they wanted it and what they plan to do with it, Just thinking about it gives me chills. I'm finding all of this a little hard to believe. You said the medallion was an object of great peril, didn't you? Then why would my father allow Miss to carry it around? That doesn't make any sense. It's because she can carry it safely. Actually, she's the only one who can. If you want proof, think back. Have you ever once touched it? No, I haven't. A long time ago, I remember reaching out for it while Miss had it in her hand. My father scolded me harshly. After that, I assumed it was my sister's alone, and I never reached for it again. Compared to other people, the balance within your sister is extremely strong. Your mother, it seems, was the same. That's why they could bear it safely. The medallion is like a strong poison. It takes the worst aspects of a person and magnifies them 1,000-fold. Grail touched it only once, and it drove him to complete madness. So that's what you meant when you said he went berserk? That's right. Bjork and Laguz are made up of two forces, balance and chaos. In this, there is no difference between us. It is the proportion of balance to chaos that determines how much the medallion affects a person. In that sense, it predicts how much harm that person might do. This scene's a little sad and graphic, so be aware of that. Maybe not too graphic, but it's pretty sad and pretty sad twists, so be aware. Your father was one of the preeminent swordsmen of his generation. That day, after he touched the medallion, 20 soldiers had come for him. 20 highly trained killers. Your father barely broke a sweat cutting them down. Then, he began attacking his neighbors, those who had taken him in, concealed his identity, and called him friend. He slew them one by one, until your mother rushed in, thinking only to save her husband from himself. It was over in an instant. Your mother grabbed the medallion from his hand and stepped away from him. They say she smiled as he pulled his sword from her chest and forgave him as her life's blood spilled into the street. My father killed my mother? No, that can't be. It was the medallion. Its power is too great for any man, even one of your father's caliber. Me, you, if either of us touched it, I'm certain that we both would have been consumed by madness. When your father regained his senses, he tracked me down. It seems he'd heard rumors of me some time before. He said he had need of someone like me, closed-mouthed, skilled, and most importantly, willing to do any sort of work. Of course, after hearing what he wanted me to do, I turned him down. Grail was once a famed general. He was Sir Gawain, one of Dane's 4 riders, and I recognized him at once. There was no chance someone like me would ever be able to stop him. But you took the job anyway. Why did you change your mind? Grail had lost his wife, and his grief was overpowering. To keep anything like that from happening again, he crippled himself. He slashed the tendons in his sword hand, so that he could not wield a sword again. I took the job only because he had become someone my skill could handle, and even then, he was still far stronger than most men. I don't know what to say. So sad, poor Ike. That is Grail's secret, as I know it. I now entrust to you the responsibility of seeing the medallion does not fall into the wrong hands. Your sister must keep it. As my father lay dying, he told me to forget everything and live in peace. What did he mean? He didn't want you to lose yourself and go hunting for revenge, I suppose. He was killed much, much sooner than he ever expected to be. So my father's dying wish was for me to protect the medallion? If I can do that, everything will be alright? I believe so. At the very least, that must take precedent over everything else. I understand. What a big load to just unload on Ike. And one of the only side characters in Fire Emblem to have a story-driven promotion. Here we go, Volk's promotion. Oh, one last thing. What is it? Do you want to hire me in the event that you go berserk someday? If we make a deal now, you won't have to worry about it anymore. As for payment, I can take it out of the 50,000 you just gave me. What do you say? So if you hire Volk here, he gets promoted. Please. That's a wise decision. And in that case, I no longer need to conceal my true identity. Huh? So yeah, Volk has a story-driven promotion. Pretty fascinating. There's not too many side characters in Fire Emblem that have that. Story-driven promotions are generally reserved for lords or main characters like Ike. I honestly can't even think of offhand a side character who does have a story-driven promotion, but I'm sure there's some out there. So Volk doesn't have great stats because we didn't train him, but they're actually I mean, they don't matter too much. He's still going to do the same things. Open chests and steal from people. Now he can do it slightly better. I'm not really a thief. I'm an assassin. From now on, I'll take on any job you've got, no matter how dirty. Father, mother, oh, why? A lot of exposition, but we did it. And there we go. That's it for this time, and we hope you'll join us next time.